Why?
I don't have good protein. Because it annoys me.
This is the third clip in the row I'm eating. What?
Some I'll step outside of the square, some I'll stay inside, some I'll run a little bit more. Those are the little things. This is how you sort of train by yourself. I do get a lot of questions asked on how do I train, and I think one of the biggest differences with your off season to in season is your goals.
Man, it is early, but we got to pay those dollar bills. So we got coaching this morning until 8 o'clock. And we got a few things on today. So I'm going to take you through, I think, a full mic'd up gym session. I didn't quite get a full one in last time. A skill sesh, and we'll see what else is on for the day. Let's go. Let there be light. Coaching it complete. Now doing a little challenge for Ect. Tori and I doing bench press challenge. I'm going to absolutely destroy her.
I train bench once a year, just so you know.
But we've got these new clothes. Is it part of their new range or something? We're not sure. But I've got a nice little pink one. I like this, but when I take it off, I do not like this. I thought it was cotton, and it's not a cotton.
I like this material.
It's like a rashie.
Really
it's like I'm wearing a rashie. I'm not going for a surf. The shorts are not too bad. I don't mind them, but I don't like the top. Oh, matching. Comment down below who do you think is going to win. Completed the first round. Well done.
Biceps on the sides of my head.
Imagine having some of these.
All that dumped in the trunk. You let them talk to you.
Yeah, it's different. I don't like feminine energy when I'm lifting.
So what should have happened? Alright, we've got 10 here.
2, 3, 4. Get me on that trend cycle, baby. It's the petting zoo. Starving! Got my schmotes. Oats with berries and sugar-free maple syrup. Play Wordle together.
Only if I can have some oats.
What?
I'm starving!
Make some!
No, I can't.
Why?
I don't have good protein.
There's chocolate protein in there.
I tried that once. I don't like that one either.
Oh, good.
Wait!
Ooh!
Come here.
Ooh! Oh! The thing is, it could be so many options. That yes! Got it in 5. Here she is. Not in the spot though. This is what Tori does. She has 2 guesses and she goes, I don't know. Tell me the first letter. Where does this letter go? How about you do it yourself?
Because it annoys me.
Down to her last guess. Ooh. Oh, no good.
Hater!
Haters gonna hate, brother. We are back, baby. It is time to make some lunch. It's not even lunchtime. I am so hungry today. As soon as I woke up, I was like, I am starving and I've still got to wait 4 hours till I can eat. Now it is 10:55 and I'm ready for some lunch. I think we're just gonna have some leftovers, probably some veggies, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, because we're gonna do some training this afternoon. Got a gym session, wouldn't mind doing some extra skills work, but we gotta wait to see if I've got a teammate joining me first. Would you look at that? Within a couple minutes, we've got a beautiful, nutritious lunch. Purple sweet potato is one of the goats. Let's just say that. Get in my belly. Little leftover kombucha to go with it. Orange and mango. Great flavor combination. Not exactly sure what I'm doing after this, so it's going to be a surprise for you and for me. So it turns out I was still hungry. So this is gonna be my little pre-workout meal. We're gonna have peanut butter jam on toast with Vegemite and vegan butter.
Pretty girls want that.
If you want some, you gotta come get some. This is the third clip in the row I'm eating. I'm just hungry today. All I've done today is eat. Why was that so slow? What? It's time to go to the gym. No more messing about. Got a little bit of pride here. Code. Oh wait, I don't have a code. Maybe soon. Abuska. Look at that. You would have thought they would want to sponsor me. 4 tubs of protein, 2 pre-workouts, 2 more protein. Surely, get me on board. Sour green apple's my favorite anyway.
We are on out here. We're just going to get a little bit of kicking in before we head in for our gym session. Just want to practice a few kick outs, hitting those 45s, nice low sort of flat kick that you need to hit if you're kicking out. We're just going to practice with a little bit of set shot sort of stuff before we get started. Ideally, I would have had someone with me today, but asked a few people. Everyone's working, everyone's busy. It is what it is. We've got the GoPro on as well. We're going to get you a different point of view, and yeah, hit the like button if you enjoy the content. Missed 2, 7 of 9, not too bad, wasn't a difficult angle. Wind just picked up the last few. Just gonna be kicking out of the goal square, practicing different scenarios. We've got 4 options here, trying to emulate a game. I got a bailout kick down that way, short inside 45, 1 straight down the middle, and another short inside 45. We'll practice these scenarios sort of in my head, sort of make them up as I go. Some I'll step outside of the square, some I'll stay inside, some I'll run a little bit more. Those are little things. This is how you sort of train by yourself. I do get a lot of questions asked on how do I train and do different things that I do during the game by myself. And this is the stuff that you got to do. Like, you can practice these 45 kicks out in the wing, grab a post, grab a heap of footies like I've got here from the footy club, or buy some yourself and go out and just practice hitting those kicks, play different scenarios in your head. And I promise you, you'll feel a lot more confident going into the weekend's game that you're going to be able to hit those kicks that you probably would have been a little bit more nervous taking beforehand. But yeah, pretty cruisy. Yeah, biggest thing for me is getting momentum through the footy. Sometimes I can fall off it a little bit or stab at the kick. Just try and get that momentum through. Let's go, chummies. 12, 13, 18, 19, 20. Overs, unders. I'll go over. 1, 2, 3. I'll just throw them anywhere. Just handball them back to me. I think they'll come at different angles, different speeds. Nice. I don't think I've ever lifted 40s in the gym before with dumbbells for a dumbbell press, so I'm pretty happy with that. We're gonna move on to a little shoulder complex now. This is tough because they don't have 1 to 10 kilos dumbbells in this gym, so it makes it a little bit harder to get the reps out. I have to go a little bit heavier for some, lighter for the neck. Yeah, we'll see how we go, but we'll knock it out. Those 8 kilo kettlebells are not it. They are way too heavy, but we've got 7.5 kilo dumbbells, or the next one is 2.5 kilo dumbbells. Not optimal, but we're getting it done, best quality possible. Finishing off a little bit of core now. I'm going to give you a little bit of a rundown on how I train, why I train the way I do during in season, because it's a lot different to the off season / pre-season. So I'm going to get this core superset done. I've had 5 pairs of these boots. I got 1 pair there, 1 there. That's a brand new pair just there. So if Puma want to hit us up with a sponsor, I will not decline. I've had 5 of the same pair, same color. And I've got 1 more on the way, different color though. We back, baby. I'm absolutely starving, but first I want to talk to you about my training, because I feel like all I've shown you guys today is me eating back-to-back meals. So let's get into off-season versus in-season training. I think one of the biggest differences with your off-season to in-season is your goals. Your goals in the off-season is going to be very different to the ones in-season. In-season, we're all about focusing on maintain what we've done in the off-season. In the off-season, everyone's goal is going to be a little bit different. For me, mine last year, mine was to put on a little bit of size that I'd lost from the previous year. So to get that back, try and work on a little bit of strength there as well. And then the speed component was really, really big for me. That was all I was sort of focused on. So that is going to dictate what my program looks like. So that's why I always recommend having a strength and conditioning coach in your corner, whether they're programming for you online or whether you see them in person. I was personally seeing Josh up until I come to the Gold Coast for 2 times a week. And I would recommend that for every athlete out there. Having someone that's in your corner that you can work with is super critical. He still sets out my programs month to month, depending on the time of the year. Will depend on the exercise selection and the rep ranges and those sorts of things. But typically in the off season, you're going to try and get a lot of volume in. So that's where you're going to build your base, where you can maintain throughout the season. I was doing a lot more volume than what I am doing currently. My rep ranges were a little bit higher, so probably working a little bit more in that 8 to 12 range, particularly on those lower body days. Upper body days during the season can be pretty similar. However, it's a little bit reduced. So that volume does come down a bit just because your neuromuscular system is fatigued from the weekend prior due to the game being so demanding. In the off season, I can do a lot more cardio sort of work. I can lean up real quickly. I can work on a little bit more volume through the legs because I can afford to have that fatigue left over. Whereas in season, I'm trying to stay as fresh as possible, focus on recovery so that when it does come to game day, I'm real energized, I'm ready to go because that's the biggest day of the week. Game day is where all the magic happens. It's where you want to put on that performance to 1, win the game, to 2, maybe impress recruiters when you're coming through the ranks, impress coaches if you're trying out for different teams and those sorts of things. So having that idea is really important. So your exercise selection is going to change. That's why it's not just putting a few exercises together and telling the athlete to go out and do it. There is structure. If you don't have that structure, you need it. As an athlete, your body is the #1 priority. If you're not fit, if you're not healthy, if you're not available and ready to go, you're useless to the team. Let me know what you guys think. If you want more of that stuff, hit me up, but it's time to make some dinner because I am starving. Just gonna have a few little veggies to tie me over until my protein pasta cooks up because I am starving and I'll pass out if I don't. Time to sit back and enjoy this feed. Just before I have a shower, I know I said earlier that I don't like the top and the shorts are just okay. I'm actually digging this outfit a little bit now, like etched or ecked, however you want to say it. You're doing pretty good. I like, it's different, but I like it. So if you're trying to lose weight, I don't recommend doing this. So 82.9 on the scale. I'm generally eating the same food every day. My exercise week to week doesn't really change too much either. So that gives me a little bit of a gauge on how much I can eat after dinner just to fuel up, make sure I'm ready to go and make sure I'm not losing too much weight or putting on too much weight. But if you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to gain weight, I'd highly recommend that you do it in the morning after your bowel movements fasted. Make sure you're wearing the same thing every morning. For me, it's jocks. I'm in jocks at the moment, but yeah, definitely don't do it in the evenings. Don't do what I do, just do what I say. Guys, it's happening. Nah, really, I just haven't exited or outroed this vlog. So I appreciate you for sticking through it this far. I personally believe I've just finished editing it. It's one of my best vlogs ever. So if you can drop a like, drop a comment, just show your support, it would mean the absolute world. We're chasing down those 1,000 subscribers. Tori's annoying me right now. We're at 575, I think. So let's go chase down 1,000 and then the next goal is 10,000. Let's go and stay fearless, baby.